Lent is a long season, and many times people think that Lent ends with Palm Sunday. Actually, it doesn't. Lent ends during the day Thursday. Holy Week begins Holy Thursday evening with the celebration of the Passion, the celebration of the Mass of the Lord's Supper, which this year we'll be holding up at St. Patrick's in Ravenna. On Friday, we'll have the Passion of the Lord Jesus on Friday afternoon, also at Ravenna. And then we'll have the Easter Vigil here at St. Mary's at 8 p.m. on Saturday evening. And then on Sunday, we have Easter Sunday, which will be celebrated both in Ravenna and here. One Mass in each community, 9:30 at Ravenna, 11:30 here. I say all that because, Lent is a long season, and people are thinking, hey, it's over. It's not. We have just a bit more. But I want to leave you with a thought, and that is Lent and Holy Week seem different, but there's a certain continuity between the two. And I think, let's say, if you think about maybe things you do at home, maybe there's this novel you've been working on, and you fall asleep in bed reading it. The next day, you go on to the next page. Maybe you've been watching your favorite TV show or something that's streamed, and you've been binging it just to catch up. You stay with the story. You want to stay in sequence. You don't want to lose track of things. The experience we have of Jesus, his journey with us, where his life, his death, and his new life is a story. It's spread over the Lenten season. It's spread over Holy Week. In fact, let's talk about Holy Week for a second. Holy Week is 3 days on the calendar, and it's separate 3 days. Unless, let's say, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday become a blur for you. I hope not. Think of it, though, as one continuous story told over 3 days. We've been walking with Jesus these 6 weeks so far since Ash Wednesday. And we've been coming, and we hear in the Gospels each week Jesus healing, Jesus talking about faith, Jesus talking about water of new life, Jesus talking about new life that waits for all of us. We've been walking with him. I know folks in the parish who will read the scriptures and they pray over the scriptures. They close their eyes and they think about the scene. They place themselves right in the scene. For folks who watch The Chosen, you get the same thing there. You're right there, and there's Jesus and the disciples. And you listen, you watch, you feel what's happening. You might feel, say, the dirt of the road. You might feel the sun on your cheek, which doesn't happen much during winter, does it? All these things we do. What if Jesus spoke to me right now? What would I say? You're so deeply immersed in that scriptural moment. And then you get on with the rest of your life that day. Holy Thursday, it's a continuation of the Lenten story. Good Friday continues a bit more, and Easter Vigil as well. We come here to the darkened church on Saturday night, and Jesus rises. The light of Christ illuminates the room, penetrates the darkness. Much like you can't put the novel down, much like you need to stay up with your stories and stream with them, maybe a binge every now and then, we need to walk with our stories too. We need to walk with Jesus because he is guiding us, giving us new life, and we listen and take it all in along the way. May we resolve to come and be part of Holy Week. We can come to Holy Thursday, come on Good Friday, come to the Vigil. Yes, all these things. Now, if you come to the Vigil too, you don't necessarily have to come to the 11:30 Mass. I'll be here, but that's kind of what I do. But it's one of those things where you can come and see this journey with Jesus all the way through. And not just this journey with Jesus. Remember how Jesus, in turn, journeys with us for our life, to our death, and our call into new life. May we take all these things into account as we live Palm Sunday as this little turning point in the story that leads us to Jesus and his destiny in Jerusalem.